Good morning, Team America, and all the Patriots that are out there. This one's for us on Saturday morning. Oh, hot. Hot, hot, hot. We made it to Saturday. We're all still alive. No recent corona deaths. It's amazing. There's no elevated, there's no reports of higher elevated corona, people being exposed to corona or having the symptoms. It's been very quiet lately with that, huh? It's amazing how that works out. It's a fucking lie, people. It's all just a lie. Being raised in West Texas, I had two big brothers and a big sister at the time. This was before my full family came in, but my brothers played sports, and because they played sports, I played sports. And I had a big brother, and I had two big brothers really, and they played basketball and stuff like that, and football, stuff like that. But where I kind of wanted to be like them, playing the sports, where they just participated, I kind of took it a step further. I actually got the start in the football team. I didn't stand, in the sidelines watching the whole game. I played the whole game, and when the basketball season came around, I played almost the entire game. And I'm not going to say I was a star, but I was a very good player. And we had a really good team in high school, and it just that other teams were a whole lot better, and so we had kind of like an average season. But I played 3 years of varsity and 3 years of track, almost 3 years of football. But I just did sports better than my brothers did. And, they probably still hate me for it, but who gives a shit, right? But going back to sports, my brothers also got me introduced into wrestling. And we would watch, back in West Texas, it was NWA, and it became the WWF, and then whatever. But, watching wrestling, knowing it was rigged, was probably one of the most fantastic displays of crap that I had ever exposed myself to, because every week was just something just more bizarre than the last. And, you'd see some guy, a couple of guys wrestling, one's the champion, one's this guy he just hates, and they've been talking shit to each other for a week, and you got to go to Dallas or you got to go to Atlanta to go see the big match. And it was just this big buildup, and then you get to the point, you start wrestling, and one of them cheats. One of them has like four buddies outside of the ring, kind of just standing around, standing around. I'm just standing around, and as soon as the good guy falls next to them, they start beating him, hitting him with chairs, and he's bleeding, and the referee doesn't notice it. Were you guys touching them? The guy's like, no, we're just sitting out here watching. This guy's bleeding and shit. And, the other guy would pin, the good guy would pin the bad guy down the whole time. The referee's going, y'all better not be touching him. And as soon as he turns around, he sees the champion, he's got him pinned. He falls on the ground, checks his shoulders, one, and then the guy kicks out, right? He had him the whole time. Oh man, remember those days? And this would go on like for weeks. Blood, back injuries, jumping off of tables on top of them, and all this stuff. And what finally happens is the bad guy steals the belt from the champion, and everyone's okay with it, because next weekend we're going to find out what really happened. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? It sounds familiar how things are going, and right now it's such a rig. It's such a rig. For everything to start off so well for one side, and then for everything to be going so well for one side, and then they take a break from 11 to 6, because I guess counting 60,000 votes is just too much for certain people. And then the next morning, there's 120,000 votes that just mysteriously showed up out of nowhere. And, it's like wrestling. It's like wrestling. Hey, it just kind of happened. We gotta move on, right? All the counters, we don't know what happened. Suddenly no one understands what's happened. But all the people who take the sides of evil are like, hey, it's bound to happen. There's more people that like like Biden, they like Trump, and you never saw numbers, never ever saw numbers where people were showing up for Biden, ever, and it's silly, it's so silly, and in most of the states, those mail-in ballots are registered, they're registered. Each state orders them, they order them to get printed, and where one state showed that they only printed like 184,000. Over 300,000 votes came in, and conservative Republicans will look at it and go, "Man, that's cheating." The other side, I don't know what you're talking about. Those are just people that really wanted to vote, didn't get a chance to vote, and it's sickening to hear that. It's sickening to hear that. And I even have friends on Facebook, unfortunately, they're still Democrats, and they see nothing wrong. And they're talking to me like, hey, and I'm like, well, what about the low unemployment rate? Well, Trump fucked it up with the COVID. Really? You're going to go there. You're going to go there that Trump fucked up with the COVID, and you're still walking around with a mask on your face that doesn't really cover you, protect you or anything, because your eyes are so exposed and so is your ears. And some of these people are military, ex-military. It's almost like, did you just get out of the military and become a complete dumbass? Right? You know who you are. You're watching my video, and I know you're going, he's talking about me. You fucking right, I'm talking about you, Nate. Jesus, you were a shitbag fucking sailor, and they kicked you out, and now we know why. Because you're a shitbag now. Damn, I called him out. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm going to drink to that one. But don't worry, there's plenty of other friends on Facebook that I have that are blind to the fact that, there's obviously some illegal activities going on, and people just are like, well, it kind of happens until it happens to them. When their car gets stolen, it's an issue. When everybody else's car gets stolen, oh, well, damn shame. It's crazy. This world has gotten crazy. It really has. It's like, no one really knows what being a real American patriot is. You don't have to be in the military to be a patriot. You just got to defend the country and defend the Constitution. The things that keep you free and safe. Joe Biden is a criminal. It's been proven. The allegations are there. He should have been arrested. But he's rich, he's in the right place at the right time, and the law won't touch him because they don't want to make a scene. Fuck it, he should have been arrested. Him and his son should have been arrested for the laptop. The Fed should have came in and took his ass and drug his ass away. Anybody that was involved in it should have all been taken away. That's all there is to it. Because if I am driving my car and a police officer smells marijuana in my car here in the state of Texas and I get pulled over, he'll go through my car. I'll get arrested if they find anything. And I expect that from every fucking politician in this planet. They are not above the law. And Joe Biden needs to go to fucking jail. He would have been found guilty in a court of law in a jury of his peers. As old as fuck as he is. It's a shame. It's a shame. But everything that BLM stands for is everything that Biden is not. Biden is a racist. He's been proven to be a racist. Hung out with the KKK, did speeches. He did everything he could to try to separate black people from other kids because he didn't want white schools to turn into jungles. That sounds racist to me. Sounds racist to me. And he's a pedophile, likes to sniff kids, feel them out. Oh, he's just like that uncle. No, I didn't have an uncle like that. You may have. Maybe you got used to that. Maybe you want him to sniff your kids. It's fucking disgusting. And his son on that laptop has videos of him fornicating with underage children. Having sex with underage children. But I guess you're okay with that too. I know who the patriots are, and I know who the people in the fucking way of freedom are. Trump's going to turn this thing around before December 15th, guarantee it. And you Team America people, I'll drink to you. The rest of you people can fuck off. Because when this thing gets turned around, I got a special show for you. I got a real special show for all my friends on Facebook who voted for Biden. Guarantee it. Signing off. God bless you.